All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Pod by the BAE. I'm your host, Nathan Bond. Joined alongside me, Seth Varnadore. Seth, it's a momentous week in college football. After a decade, there is a college football video game. EA Sports College Football 25 is out now. It was pre-order for Monday release at 4 o'clock. Lots of people already got the game. You and I just could not justify the added cost to getting it a couple days early. We'll be playing it on Friday.
For me, it was I have some projects I needed to get done at work this week, and I knew that if I had that game, being working from home for most of the week, that those projects may not get done. So it was more of a self-preservation. I tried to talk my wife into talking me into getting the game on Monday. So I could. It's like $30. I could, maybe I could upgrade, and I got a lot of work this week, but she's like, yeah, you probably won't get any work done if you do that. I'm like, okay. So she shut me down. Luckily, I've been able to get most of the work done, but I still got a couple things to get ready for Friday. But this is probably this will be, I think, the first time I've ever used the phrase FOMO.
Yeah.
This may be the first time I've ever really felt that.
Yeah, it pretty hardcore. I kind of spun it in the way that now that they've had the big release, there were some bugs.
Those are gymnastics I'm playing.
All right, so maybe there'll be updates and maybe we'll get a cleaner version when we finally play the game on Friday.
Yes, all the bugs will be out by Friday.
That's for sure. That's definitely how quickly it turns around. But with that being said, even though we have not played it, we do have the player ratings. And wanted to, because that was a big thing for us. We were kind of trying to compare. I think we did it a couple podcasts ago, kind of comparing the team ratings where there were only 4 teams with an overall of 90 on this year's edition. There was like 22 in the 2014 version. I think you and I would both agree that the 2013 USF offense is much worse than the 2024 offense, yet the rating is less. It's lower, so you kind of want to go through and kind of see what's going on there. That's kind of where I'm interested in kind of dissecting it.
They used to pay the players in a couple extra attribute points. Now they can actually play, and we're like, all right, we're going to give you a real rating.
Yeah.
So you guys want to be pros? We got to pay all of you. Well, guess what? You're going to be a 52.
Yeah.
So
earn it.
We'll do updates during the season. Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're gonna discuss. This is gonna be this entire podcast, and then we'll talk Media Day, which is coming up Monday, Tuesday of next week. Vanessa and I will be there covering it, so it'll be a lot of fun.
And stick around. Fun announcement for Media Day and our Media Day coverage at the end here. We're doing something I think is pretty cool opportunity for somebody involving Media Day. But we'll talk about that at the end. We call that a tease in the radio business.
Yes, nailed it.
All right, you ready? Let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
We've got at the end of this was shared by one of our members of our Discord. I'll make sure that he gets credit at the end here. But you got your quarterbacks here. I'd imagine Byram's a pretty fun guy to play with. Just looking at just the speed and acceleration numbers.
Yeah, we're looking at an 84 overall, which is higher than any 2014 version of USF quarterbacks. I think Bobby Eveld, capped out at 79 with like a 73 speed, which is beyond unrealistic. So there's that. So 84 overall, 87 speed, 90 acceleration, 88 awareness. His trucking is 70. On here, we don't quite see the ball security, which
we had somebody in the Discord say that in their season he's fumbled 15 times, which
makes sense.
Not inaccurate, not totally inaccurate.
So good job by them. And then kind of behind him, Izzy Carter and Bryce Archie both being 73 overalls. Izzy Carter clearly has the speed over Bryce Archie. Both having the same awareness is interesting since Izzy's, redshirt freshman with not that much experience. So
Izzy's a great video game option, it looks like.
Yes, he sometimes when Byram, the wear and tear or whatever, starts, you got to sub in the quarterback sometimes. Well, if you're just running like a read option, it's fine because you're not really dropping off the speed that much.
No, and the awareness isn't too bad of a drop off either. So you can see Byram's kind of traits, I think they're calling him. Option King, Extender, Magician, off platform. So all things kind of involving his athleticism. I'm not positive what his quarter, like some of his accuracy and throw power numbers are. But I'd imagine they're pretty good if he's an 84. Well, 84 is like a pretty decent, like that's that's a really good player in these games. It's not like it used to be where like everybody on the team is in the 80s. It's
right.
It's a pretty good figure, I think.
Yeah, and then Marcelo Tate, the true freshman, coming in at respectable 67. I mean, that's a redshirt year, and then your redshirt freshman year, you're probably hovering around 70, 71 with a +4. Just based off, prior knowledge of how the strength and conditioning works and how you get better each off season. You're looking at probably a mid-80s quarterback by senior year if things break right. So
I gotta say, this bodes well for running some type of triple if you wanted to.
Yes,
this group here, you got a quarterback that can throw with the Option King tag. It's probably pretty nice.
Yeah.
Also helping it, the backs.
I mean,
you've got a pretty good mix of backs here.
Teron Keith and Kelly Joyner are going to be so much fun.
Yeah, the acceleration numbers are key with them. Both 96 acceleration. So speed pretty good 90, but that acceleration number is high.
Yeah, Kawan Powell, obviously, big back.
That's one thing in these games you don't have to worry about, since it's college football. Like nobody really discloses injuries.
No.
So everybody's good to go, baby, that signed up. Now, you do see, I believe there's one person that forgot to sign up or maybe
missed the deadline.
Got mixed in with like one of their AARP checks or the membership card. Older gentleman, Nick Wright, you do not see his name here. But like we said, they do kind of adjust as the season goes. The roster, so he may be in an update to come, possibly. So,
hopefully, Alvin Isaac. That's a fast. 96 acceleration, 92 speed. That's pretty impressive.
There's some fun guys here for option offense. So it could be pretty good. Teron Keith is pretty good rate. Like, he's a guy that was kind of a sneaky transfer portal addition. And the fun part about these games is they can kind of give you a little bit of a window into the teams before they play. So he's a guy that's probably been flying under the radar for a lot of fans, and they boot this up and see, he's the highest rated back.
Honestly, when this got posted in our Discord on Monday, I was like, oh crap, oh yeah. We got the dude that does everything from Bowling Green. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, so he's going to be he'll be a guy that's a lot of fun. And I'm sure that I'll be interested to hear kind of how he's going to be implemented in the team. Maybe that's something we'll hear in media days. But you ready to move on to the next position group here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fullbacks, none. Accurate. Receivers. All right. Sean Atkins is the highest rated player on the team, I believe, at an 87. Byron Brown is second at an 84.
Makes sense. However, 89 speed, we sure about that?
I don't know. Well, the speed number that sticks out to me, and this is something that seems to be something they were cognizant of. Jaquan Smith, 98 speed.
Yeah.
Track guys have some good numbers. Nicholas Harbor, who runs for South Carolina and is could be like a legit Olympian if he didn't play football, and maybe even if with playing football. I think he's got a 99 speed rating. So Jaquan being a track guy, 98 speed, 94 acceleration. That'll play. And video game football for sure. So
I think the two guys that may bump up quicker than others, Brandon Winton. I don't think he's going to be a 66 overall for very long. Josh Porter as well. Newly engaged Josh Porter.
Congratulations.
I don't see him being that low. And then with Jaden Alexis, if it's like how MLB is, so like if you do the updated rosters or Madden or whatever, are they just going to update him to like 55 so you can't actually play them this year? That'll be interesting to see how they kind of handle long-term injuries when they know of them, and see how that kind of affects the ratings when you're just like loading up the game and downloading the most current roster.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So the Atkins 89 speed is your kind of question. 89 doesn't seem outrageous, but when it's looked at as, is he faster than these other guys? Is that kind of your question?
Yeah, are we sure he's faster than Naeem Simmons? Are we sure him and Jaden Alexis, when Jaden is healthy, is the same speed?
Yeah.
Like Atkins, 88. Like the acceleration is kind of ridiculous. 93.
I'm so excited to see him run a 40. I'll be honest. I've been just thinking about this for probably a couple of years now. Yeah. But you look at, it's funny. Like you look at his. I'm surprised they don't have like gym rat as one of his traits. But it's like cutter, double dip, sure hands. Like I would imagine those are all pretty good route running. I mean, maybe it's a mental trait, gym rat. Maybe we're missing that there, but yeah, he's the best player on the team, so it's interesting. It's got to be pretty cool. You want to talk about like great story, just going from a walk on. This is the tops it all, baby. Being the highest rated player on the team.
Like nobody's telling me nothing.
Records get broken. This game, presumably, if you buy a physical copy, is forever.
Yeah.
And that if you buy a physical copy, keep it offline, the roster will never change. We won't get any updates.
That's incredible. Pretty cool. Moving on.
Tight end group here. Good old P. Singletary at the top.
Peyton Singletary from where did he transfer from? Cincinnati? Is that him? That's the same guy, right?
I mean, it's got to be, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Not.
Oh, that was a little bit of a surprise. So that's two guys that transferred that were kind of below the radar transfers in terms of, were we talking a lot about? No, we talked about Tron Keith, but have people been talking about him a lot, and have people been talking about Peyton Singletary a lot? No, but 78 overall, 82 speed.
Not terrible.
That's pretty good.
Jonathan Eccles is too low for me. He's got the measurables, obviously. 85 speed for a tight end, 90 acceleration for a tight end. Both tops in the room.
I'd imagine his blocking would be pretty low.
Yeah.
Would he benefit from a position switch in the game? Like, would he be a guy that maybe you play him at receiver and he's a little bit,
or maybe put him back at the natural defensive end position? Like,
he might go to the portal then.
Oh God, you gotta think. Jeez, oh man,
it's here, baby.
Okay.
No more broken promises. They
I
can
know,
really go on
bro.
a
The amount of you will absolutely catch 90 passes this next season. Narrator never saw the field.
Didn't throw the ball 90 times. So yeah,
I love that. I love that Trey Dubik makes the roster.
That's right, baby.
God bless our long snappers.
That's right. No traits for Peyton here, so it'll be interesting. I'm really interested to see how the playbook turns out. This is where I think the offensive numbers kind of start to take a tumble. Oh
yeah.
Let's get back.
Yeah, left tackle RJ Perry, topping out at 74 overall. Sure.
Yeah, the O line takes a bit of a beat. A bit of a beating, I guess. It's not. There's a couple guys that have pretty good ratings, but this is definitely like when you're looking at the offensive rating for USF and you get to everyone kind of initial burst like, oh, that's low. I think this is what's kind of the anchor on that rating overall.
Yeah, and Frank, like honestly, I get it. Now, Cole Skinner being a 71, I don't quite get. Kilfoyle also being a 70, I don't quite get. Mike Lofton, I get being a 75.
He's the highest rated. Zane Herring getting a good number here, 80.
80? Jeez Louise. That's that P5 bias right there. Transferring from a P5.
Then Bowman with the 75. So not terrible.
And a guy who's no longer on the roster.
Who's able, yeah.
So
he got his stuff in.
Yeah.
He got in the game, he's good.
So I guess the roster update, we're gonna
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're gonna do that, like roster updates with guys who are no longer on the team or hurt. Are they getting one for one switched out? Because they did mention you can play yourself into the game. So Are they just going to find another guy that's on the roster and add him, or are they just going to, create some random dude and throw him in as a replacement?
Yeah, I don't know. And then what do you do with the guys that go in the portal? And if they go in the roster, then the update, do they put them in the port? Do you put them in the portal? Is that something where they can be? I don't know. It's interesting. There's a lot of different things here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the defense now. Which they have it, I think, as a three down team. So I think, do they have it in USF as a 3-3-5?
I'm not sure.
Is that what they have for the defense? I think they have a 3-3-5 for the defense.
Okay.
So that'll be reflected in how these are the positions you see. So left end, Jason Von Michael Williams. Exume, brother.
Yeah, that pretty good. Chosen, 65. Okay. DJ Harris, 75 overall.
So he's one that I would think would be more of a outside backer type, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Pretty good for the interior guys here.
Yeah. Stout up the middle.
Which I think you do feel better with having everybody kind of eligible and healthy. And you feel like not too bad with that interior group this year.
Outside disruptor, inside disruptor for Rashad Chaney.
Overall, a disruptor, some would say. This is where you have a left outside linebacker, but not really.
Really, right.
So Matt Harris, pretty good ratings. He seems to have taken that top spot here.
Yep.
DJ Gordon not too far behind. It's so wild to see the real hometowns.
Yeah.
And the real name. It's just, I'm still taking me a little bit of time to get used to here. But Matt Harris, good rating. Schuler. Oh, let's go back. Schuler, really good rating. 84 overall. Petway, 73. Petway I thought would be a little higher. but he did have kind of a down year. He's a guy that I think could play himself higher.
Yeah. I think he probably caps out like a 77, 78 if he has like a really good season. Like I don't think we're gonna see major jumps. Like unless the guy just turns into a Heisman candidate. But
so shoot, I'm with media days coming up, the conference coaches or the conference media consensus on Schuler will be one to watch. I wonder if he's going to get some preseason all conference team looks and that type of thing. Do they do that at media days still? They vote for media all conference teams, or
I just voted for
just the
teams.
Because he's a guy I think could be kind of an all conference player. I think he looked really good in the spring when we got to see him in the game.
Yeah.
Just seeing him like from the field level. He looked good, and he was really productive last year in a position that's really hard to be productive in like your first couple of seasons playing it. So
blow up outside disruptor and wrap up tackler Jalen Schuler. I think his strength is pretty low. That like a 74. He's at least at like 82.
Good speed and acceleration and awareness numbers, though.
Yes.
So those would be nice. Amaris Brown, I'm assuming, is the highest rated player on defense.
Yeah, I think so.
They got a lot of bodies at these DB positions, don't they?
Yep. Yep.
And a lot of decent bodies. It seems like Tavin Ward. It'll be interesting. He's playing a little safety in the spring game, so wonder if he'll be playing safety in the fall.
Right.
Or if he'll be playing corner like he did last year. But you have a few guys at corner that can play a little bit. So Knox is one where he was having a really good camp. And the fact, and we'll talk a little bit more about him later, but he's coming to media days. So they must feel pretty good about where he's at. So,
right.
Maybe it's going to be him and Amaris kind of on either side. And then you feel really good about where you're at. Now, that's not reflected here in the game, unfortunately, for Mr. Knox, but that'll be one maybe the old update gets to. Then free safeties. I think Kalen Banks is more of a nickel, right? So this might be kind of I don't know how if they're making USF like a 3 safety defense type thing, which they could, I suppose, but Berry Hill 75, Banks 75, Augusta another transfer 74. So anything stick out to you here at free safety?
Fairly low awareness across the board, but I guess because the defense was so bad, like you typically want your seniors, in the game, you want your seniors to kind of be in the 90s or close to the 90s in awareness. So that'll be something to work on as you build your depth.
Yes, and then let's go to got a battle at kicker, but before we get there, Jen Stokes 77, 92 speed. Tafik Bayard to 70. Yeah. So nothing crazy surprising. A lot of corners. A lot of corners.
Lots of them.
We got a little battle here at look at the speed, agility, and acceleration for Grammatica.
Nico, geez Louise, man.
Is that name recognition there?
That must be just name recognition, man. They must, the guys at EA, over in Orlando, they may be Bucks fans. They love Martine. Nico, you're now a burner.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, you can get a nice little like flip fake out of that. So, and that's the team. There's punter. Hopefully, you never have to use the punter in a game, and
never punt in video games.
And that was posted by our friend Happy Hour Hero in the Discord. So, really, really nice of him to post those overalls. Who's your biggest snub? The worst rating in your eyes?
On Byram. I know he's like top 2, but him not being the best player on the team is kind of shocking.
Yeah, that's true. I would definitely say I would. He seems to be a guy that everyone's thinking, has an outside chance to be a draft pick next year. So that would probably be, I'd say that'd probably be your best guy. But Atkins was super productive and may have some stuff, how the ratings are, moving this up, moving that down, how much effect does it have? So maybe he's got some skills that affect his position ratings a little bit more. I don't know. I think 84 for a quarterback is pretty good. I think
as a sophomore, so that's
I think he's
terrible.
in a pretty good area. So I wonder if I can find out where he. Yeah. So the top 8 are number 8 is Caden Salter. He's a 90. So Byram is
probably top 40.
Yeah, I'm trying to see right now. Kyron Jones is 25th with an 86. So Byram's 40, number 40. Ahead of Haynes King at Georgia Tech, Rocco Becht at Iowa State, Jacob Zeno at UAB. Behind Jordan McLeod, who is an 85.
McLeod Hive, stand up.
Graham Mertz is also an 84. Tyler Shuck is an 84. Curtis Rourke's an 84. Ethan Garbers is an 84. Yeah. Byram's a 93 throw power, 91 throw accuracy, by the way. Good gravy. Ty Simpson, who's Alabama's like second or third string quarterback, is right behind him. So, yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know. You're starting a dynasty. You're starting a team. I love Jordan McLeod. Are you really picking up just rating on rating? Are you really picking Jordan McLeod over Byron Brown?
So McLeod's 91 awareness, 87 speed, 88 throw power, 92.
Okay.
92 throw accuracy. So
that makes more
a little
sense.
bit more accurate. The same speed, a little bit more aware. Byron's got a little bit more throw power, which
Jordan
I would
McLeod
say is a good bit more than just 2 points. But
Jordan McLeod's throw power is as accurate as Sean Atkins' speed.
Yeah, I don't think he's not a cannon guy. He never struck me that. So
he'll pick you apart. But he ain't.
92 accuracy, pretty good. Yeah, Byron's got really good, you kind of look at it, really good ratings. I want to see. Seth Hennigan is 95 awareness, 94 throw power, 91 throw accuracy. So a little bit more awareness, less speed, a little bit more throw power. So Byron's not that far away from being a top 10. Seth Hennigan's 10th, by the way. Yeah, Byron's about the same as Cam Ward. Cam Ward's got 91 awareness, 84 speed. So Byron's got more speed, a little bit less awareness. Cam Ward's at 94 throw power, Byron's 93, and both have 91 throw accuracy. So Byron's a couple points here or there from being top 10. So, and of course Arch Manning is a top 20 quarterback. So
that makes sense.
You think Shedeur Sanders is 80 speed?
That seems high.
It does seem high. Yeah, he didn't inherit that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's interesting year. Jalen Daniels 6th. Yeah.
Oh, the Kansas quarterback?
Yeah. 93 awareness, 88 speed, 91 throw power, 91 accuracy. So really, like, if you
what's Avery Johnson at? The
so
K-State
he's 20. He's in the high 20s. He's 27th. 84 awareness, 88 speed, 91 throw power, 89 accuracy. So he's 85 overall. So Byram's, like, his profile is one of the more fun ones to play with, I think.
Yeah.
And his accuracy and throwing numbers, you could and like, he's your perfect quarterback for a little triple option. You could put a little bit triple here, a little bit of passing game stuff over there, and he can do it all. So should be a great little player in this game. I'm excited to play with the USF offense. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Defense apparently is very hard.
Yeah.
Which we've seen recently. It seems that way in real life too. So
life imitate art sometime or something like that.
So this game will be realistic.
Yeah.
All right. So any further thoughts before we get the game on this game?
I'm a little nervous about how hard recruiting is going to be.
Yeah, they said it's tough when you start at the bottom. So you'll have to really, I think, plan it out a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing that because I don't think my strategy, what I would do at the beginning of Dynasties, is going to work. I would recruit like normal, but then there would just be like one guy, like one top 10 guy I'm not in the top 10 for. I would throw like the 500 points every single week and just let it ride and just hope for the best.
It seems like they're making it even harder, though. Yeah. Like, since somebody did that early, like a streamer, I think, did that, got a 5-star to commit to some really small school, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll let 4-stars do that. We're not going to let 5-stars do that. So they're going to patch that out, apparently. So it's going to be difficult if you're really small. You got to really build it up. So, which is a little more realistic, but it's, you got to ride the realistic fun. It's a fine line.
It is a fine line, and that the fact that your commits can also decommit.
It's been great. Have you been watching the people playing Road to Glory, the clips that are going around?
No.
Guys just like screaming and yelling because they're like second string running back in the team. I saw one guy, he's a second string running back. They put him in at slot receiver. And he's like dropping everything they get to him, and he wants to get in running back, but they won't put him in, and he's just whining and complaining. It's very funny. Or guys like playing defense just getting smoked every time they go to tackle somebody. Yeah, it's not easy. It seems.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Speaking of, you're gonna have to do some air travel this week.
I am.
Also, not for the faint of heart.
especially on the airline that we're flying there. We're taking Spirit there. So
you'll be in attendance for AAC Media Days next week.
I will, and I'll have our new colleague Vanessa Wenzel with us. That'll be a lot of fun. I think to just kind of be around the coaching staff and coaches, and I always get a lot out of hearing some of the coaches, maybe not talk in the interviews, but the off the record, kind of BSing around, at lunch helps.
Seeing them in a more human element.
Right. Fun. Exactly. So it'll be a lot of fun to kind of interact with them, and I'm sure I think they're having an EA station set up there, so when I report back that I just whooped USF's quarterback at EA College Football 25 and just broke his morale, that'll be on me. But
we beat him running the triple with him. They couldn't be too mad about it.
Yeah.
He might get mad about it.
Yeah, he might.
So So that should be a fun time. So who is going for the USF contingent?
So it's going to be obviously head coach Alex Golish, quarterback Byron Brown, and corner Ben Knox. We discussed Ben Knox kind of being fairly low rated in the game, but clearly the coaching staff sees fit to bring him along. I know there was some consternation about how Tennessee's not bringing Nico to SEC media days, but you typically bring like your starting quarterback, your best quarterback, and another guy who's going to be a key contributor. I think a couple of teams in the AAC, I'll have to double check the list, but I think a couple of teams are actually bringing 2 quarterbacks. If you got 2, you ain't got 1. So,
are you gonna ask him that?
Well,
Coach, I see you brought 2 quarterbacks. Does that really mean you brought no quarterbacks?
So, he only brought 1 guy now. So that's weird. Strange. But I'm excited. Trent Dilfer's going to be there. Your Biff. I wonder how many questions Biff's going to get.
You got to give him 1. You got to just to help him out a little bit. You don't want him going crazy.
I kind of do.
Biff, can you rip your sleeves off?
I dare you.
I've got a question. I've got a question you can ask every coach if you want.
Always.
And might get some decent answers. Ask them all if they'd rather switch spring practice to joint practices with other teams instead of having a spring game.
Interesting. Okay.
I think you'll get a bunch of good answers on that.
Okay.
They'll all say yes. But I think that could be fun. But speaking of questions, first of all, do you have any in the holster already? You have any good ones? You can tell. Nobody here will tell anybody. So don't tell Coach Golish. Don't tell Byron Brown. Don't tell Ben Knox. Do you have any in the holster?
I do.
How many questions do you have on the video game? Do you have any?
Three to 8 questions, depending on how the conversations go.
There you go. You think Golish is a big video game player?
That is one of them.
That will be illuminating.
And for some reason, I don't see him as a video game guy.
I would say no.
Maybe he plays with his son, but I doubt.
Yeah. No, he's not playing by himself.
He does not seem like a guy, which is fine. Totally cool. But he's just old. Well, he's like 39-ish. He's just old enough to like actually miss like the peak of video games.
Especially if you're like a student assistant in college, you don't have a lot of space.
Right.
Now maybe he played a little bit in college. That would be. I wonder when he stopped, if he did ever play. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if he played as a younger man, but
I think he just turned 40. So that was 84. So and different country. So really, he moved to the States when he was like 7 or something like that.
He could have early 2000s. He could have been a player. I bet in Ohio people were playing the crap out of that game.
Yeah.
Maybe they're playing Game Breaker, or maybe they're playing one of these other games,
Blitz or something.
2K. Didn't they do a 2K college football game with Eric Crouch on the cover?
Oh, that's before my time.
Yeah, there used to be like 3 or 4 college football games. Is there like Game Breaker with Ron Dane on the cover? Keith Jackson, I think, was the announcer for that one. So that was kind of pretty sick. Then 2K. I just remember that had Eric Crouch on the cover. I never really liked the 2K games as a younger man, but as an older man, I wish I would have played them more because they seem to be pretty interesting. So, but yeah, I bet he got into it a little bit in high school, maybe.
We'll see.
Experimented his younger years.
Yeah.
And if any other questions you got, like,
I'm gonna ask Golish, like, how does he feel that like one of the starting running backs didn't have the awareness to get his name in to the game?
Should that affect his rating?
I mean, layup. It was a layup.
$600 too. $600 in a free game. George Strait would say, check yes or no. It's that easy. Yeah. But Nathan's got a bunch of questions, but we will have what we think is a pretty fun opportunity for one of our patrons. So if you are a member of the Patreon, this probably right after this, in the Discord, we're going to put in a call for questions for Coach Golish, Byron Brown, Ben Knox. We're going to pick at least one question to ask each of those guys from that list. And we can even say your name. We could, for instance, Coach, our reader Stieg asked, what's your favorite, facial hairstyle, whatever, something to that effect. So you get your name read. Coach may say you have a terrible question, or he may say it's a brilliant question. You can clip that, play it for all your friends. Could be a lot of fun. So if you are a member of the Patreon, we'll be putting that in the Discord tonight. If you are not a member of the Patreon, you can join the Discord for $5 a month. You get an extra podcast every week, which we'll have some inside info from Media Days. It'll come there first, and then every week you get extra content just about. I went and looked. We've done we haven't been around officially a year yet, but I think we have close to 75 pieces of Patreon content. And that's just the Ponderosa. I think we've recorded about 75 episodes of the Ponderosa, which is the podcast. It doesn't include all the written stuff. So pretty good value. And you get a chance to get your question read at Media Day. So if you've got a good question, $5 a month can get you in the Discord, $10 a month get you extra stuff, $25 a month get you even more. So good value. If you want to ask a question, join the Patreon. It should be really interesting whittling down these questions.
Yeah.
We're going to ask one. So now we'll do a selection process amongst the Bear Examiner crew here. But we will ask at least one of your questions. So
make it count.
Yes. If everything you've ever wanted to ask, you wish we would have asked, here's your chance. Just got to be a member of the Patreon. Which is the best value in USF athletics.
Honestly.
Adjacent to USF athletics.
Yeah. Don't want another C&D.
No. We are in no way affiliated with USF athletics. Yes. We do not own the rights to the name USF, but we do own the Bear Examiner. So there we go.
That's right.
All right. Anything else? I think we're done. So
that's it for me.
Join the Discord. The prompt will go up tonight to submit questions. Join and ask a question, and Nathan will be presenting. I mean, this is easy for me to suggest, right? I'm not gonna be there. So yeah, let's ask whatever the patrons want. So, but we will have a whittling down process. So we're not asking all the questions.
Yeah.
But if we get a good one, we'll ask it. So join the Patreon, join the Discord. Good luck in the video game. Nathan, to you as well.
Appreciate it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Should be a good time. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.